Hi there, my name's Eamon and I'd like to welcome you to our first tutorial here at GoNative. GoNative is an online app building platform where you can build mobile apps for iOS and Android devices that are powered entirely by your web content. You can easily publish your app onto both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store to make them easily accessible to the public. GoNative is also a great alternative to build native apps from scratch, which can be incredibly costly and time-consuming if done in-house. And by using your web content to power your app, you only have to maintain one code base internally. Today, I'll start with the basics and show you how to use GoNative's online app builder to build an app for a digital news site. This tutorial will definitely be helpful to anyone else building a similar app for any type of news content, but it will also serve as a great introduction to the GoNative platform. Let's get started. So for this tutorial, we built a sample news website called the Mobile Daily. That's a similar design to a typical digital news site. I'll add a link in the description so you can check out this website yourself. It's important to note that the web content used within the GoNative app builder must be mobile responsive. So for the purposes of this video, and for you, I'll press F12 on my keyboard, which allows me to use my desktop web browser to view my website on a mobile device. So you see here I can select different types of mobile devices that I want to explore. I'm looking at the iPhone, the Samsung Galaxy, an iPad even. And so if it looks good on a mobile device, it will definitely look good within a GoNative app. So to begin, I'm just going to copy and paste my website's URL and put it into the GoNative app builder right on the home page of our website. I'll just have to click this arrow here, and then I'll need to enter my app name. I'm going to use Mobile Daily and my email address. Once that's done, I can quickly click Start Building My App and get started. So I now have an app on the GoNative platform. It's really that easy. My next important step is to check my inbox and make note of the private management link, which I received by email. The link is also available here in the overview section, and the private management link enables me to return to my app configuration page in the future, where I can make future edits, but also I can share this link with anyone I'm collaborating with, and then they can make edits themselves as well. So to edit and view my app, I'll enter the app builder by clicking Edit App. On the left right here is a navigation menu that provides access to different configuration options within my app. There's the branding section, the native navigation section. We're going to explore this in much more depth in a moment. But on the right is a panel which allows app testing on different mobile devices directly in GoNative's browser-based simulator. These are cloud-based simulators that run the same version of the app that you can download and publish to the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. So I can easily see how my app looks on a real device and make changes accordingly. So as you see here, I already have an iOS app built and ready to test. It's looking really good so far, but now it's time to start customizing and add even more features and functionality that will make the experience much better for the end users. So let's get started. The first feature that I'm going to configure is the branding of the app. And so you can find that in the branding tab right here on the left. And this is where I can configure my app icon, splash screen, and theme colors. And so GoNative allows full customization and white labeling, so I can select images and colors that align with the brand identity of this news app that I'm creating. So the first step is to add my app icon and scale it to the correct dimensions. And it's important to use a high resolution app icon image to avoid distortion and blurriness. For reference, I've included Apple and Google's styling guide in the description of this video, so you can check out the exact dimensions needed. Alternatively, we recommend sourcing a pixel-perfect image within a graphic design platform such as Figma or Canva. It might feel like a tedious, detail-oriented step, but it's important that you get these images right because they are the first point of contact between an app user and your app. So I've already sourced my app branding images already, and I'm going to add them into the app builder here. So as you see, I'm scaling the app icon to 70%, so it fits within both the iOS and Android app icon. I can also rotate the image here, and I can also drag it around the frame. I don't actually want to do that right now, but I just wanted to show you that you can do those within the app builder. Okay, so we have our app icon set, and the next step is to add a splash screen image. And so a tip for you here is that you'll need to provide separate splash screen images and theme colors for both light and dark mode to ensure that both display modes project a clean and polished app experience. As you see here, I can also select the exact color code I want to use for my app, and that way I can create a custom brand identity that's consistent across my app. So I've skipped ahead here to having my color codes selected. As you see, I've selected the exact color codes I want for the app's background, the theme colors used for the text fields and labels, and the color of the device status bar. So this will create a fully consistent brand identity within my app. One great thing about the GoNative platform is that once a specific color code is used only one time, it's saved within the app builder. So you don't need to add the specific color code each time you're using it, especially if you're using the same colors over and over again. And so this is another example of how we make this branding configuration much easier for you within the app builder. And so at this point, I'll save my progress and my app will automatically rebuild within the GoNative platform, and I can immediately see how it's shaping up. So let's take a look at that. So as you see in the simulator, the app launches with our splash screen, and if I go to the home screen here, I can see the app icon, which is looking fantastic, and it's really providing that home screen presence that we're looking for within our app. So the next step in configuring my app is a simple but powerful feature of the GoNative platform, and that's custom website overrides. And so I'll just go to the left column and select website overrides to get there. And so this feature allows you to hide navigation elements in your web content, so you can replace them with native features. And so, for example, our news app here is going to hide our side navigation bar and the dark light mode button within the original website. So you can see that in the browser-based simulator here, this sidebar menu, the hamburger menu, and this button right here. So I've had my development team provide me with some custom CSS and some custom JavaScript for both iOS and Android versions of the app. And so I'm going to go in here and add the custom CSS. This will hide the web-based navigation bar. And I'm going to scroll down here and add the JavaScript, and that will hide the dark mode and light mode button as well. So let's save our changes, rebuild the app, and take a look at how it's looking. So I've rebuilt the app, and as you see here, we no longer have that top navigation bar that is based in the web mode, and we no longer have that dark mode, light mode button. So it looks like the development team did a good job with the custom code, and we're ready to move into native navigation where we will configure our own navigation bars. So to start off with our native navigation, I'm going to configure the top navigation bar. So I'm going to configure this bar to display at all times in the top section of my app. And it will contain the Mobile Daily logo, a custom button that will help us navigate to a specific page within the site, and it will generate back buttons on that top navigation bar so the users of the app can easily navigate to previous pages. And this will help out when you're opening news articles, but you want to return back to that screen that shows, news articles of a specific theme. In case you were wondering, all of our menus follow Apple and Google's design principles, and this will provide a user interface that's best positioned for approval on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. So I've set up the top navigation bar already, and I'll walk you through exactly what's going on. So to begin, you must set the display mode to always, and this will just ensure that that top navigation bar is always present. Next, you have to set up the styling options for both light mode and dark mode. And so this is very similar to the branding that we just did with the splash screen and the app icon. So as you see here, I've set up the specific color codes I want and selected an image for the top navigation bar. So to go down here, I also want to show you a really cool feature within the app builder, and that's our visual editor. So as you can see, this is a straight example of what our top navigation bar will look like. But this is also where I can add buttons to the top navigation bar. So I said earlier I wanted to add a button that would take me to a specific URL. And so the one I'm going to choose is my account button. So if I click into this plus right here, I can add the title. So I'll add account, and then I can add the specific URL. And then I can select an icon. So as you see here, this will take us to the icon library within the app builder. We have hundreds of icons you can choose from. I'm going to come back to this later on, but one thing you can do is add a keyword and select the exact icon that you're interested in. So as you see, I've done here, confirm, and there we go. Just like that, we have the button set up. So the next step for us is to configure a hierarchy within the app. And this hierarchy will define logic, so our web content in a higher level will open in a new window within the app, instead of replacing the current view. So this is an optional feature, but it definitely improves the user's experience navigating on a mobile device. So we can set this up in the Auto New Windows section of the app builder right here. So I've also pre-configured this section, so I can just explain what's going on. So as we scroll down here, you'll see that I have level 1 set to homepage, sections, and the For You page, and I have level 2 set to the account page. So home is the page we see when we open the app, and the account page is now accessible via the button that we just created. So for example, if I click into the account page from the home page, our hierarchy will open the accounts menu as a new window at a higher level than the home page. And it will also create a back button on the top navigation bar that can take me back to the home screen. Level 3 and 4 function through multiple pages, therefore any section or article clicked will take you back to level 2. So we'll check this out on the online simulator in a second, but first we gotta add dynamic titles, which are used to set the text that is shown at the top navigation bar for the different pages. I configured the dynamic titles to align with this hierarchy that I've just set up. And so for example, you can see here that I've configured the app to show the mobile daily image on the home screen. And additionally, account, For You, and sections will appear as the title text when the user enters those pages. So let's save this and take a look at what it looks like. It'll be much easier to explain with a visual reference. So let's take a look at our top navigation bar. As you see here, we now have our own top navigation bar that's replaced the website's sidebar, and that's thanks to the website overlays that we added earlier. But this bar has our logo, and as you see, it also has the account button that we've set up. So if I click into the account button, you can see that the account page opens within a new window. Our dynamic titles clearly label it as the account page, and we have the back button from our established hierarchy that will take us back to the home page. So this is looking really good so far. Everything seems to be working quite well. The hierarchy follows the logic that we've configured. The next step for us is to set up a bottom tab bar, which will allow us to access the sections and For You pages. So let's set that up right now. So the final step in configuring our app is setting up a bottom tab bar. And this is a super useful feature within the app that will allow users to easily navigate to key pages. And I'm going to show you how to set it up. I've actually pre-configured most of the features here to make this efficient, but the first thing we need is to click active so that the bottom tab bar is always on display. In the styling section, I have configured all the colors to align with the app's brand identity, similar to the splash screen and top navigation bar. And so if we go further down here, you see that we also have a visual editor for the bottom tab bar. And I've already preset the sections and For You button, but I want to add a custom icon for this first button here, and I'll show you exactly how that's done. So if you click in here, you can see I can change the URL. I'll change the label to today, and then I'm going to add a custom icon. So if you remember back to the top navigation, I added an account button, and you would have seen our icon library then. So to import your own image, you'll need to have an image in an SVG file. So I've pre-configured and stylized an M logo for Mobile Daily in the SVG format. So if I click Manage Custom Icons here, I can easily import that file into the app builder And just like that, I have my mobile daily M added into the bottom tab bar. So let's see how this all looks together. We've now fully configured the app, so I'll click Save Changes and we'll do one final review. So let's take a look at our fully configured app. As you see here, we're greeted by our splash screen with the Mobile Daily logo we set up earlier. As we get into the app, we see that things are looking pretty good on our home screen. Everything is nicely tied together. The top navigation bar and bottom tab bar look great. These navigation menus can easily take us to key places within the app and provide our users with a great user experience. One thing to note is that we've kept all the colors consistent across the branding section and the navigation bars. So this provides a feeling of continuity within the app as we travel to different pages and articles. So as we start navigating into the articles, we can see that our dynamic titles are clearly labeling each section. So our hierarchy is working, our dynamic titles are working. We can choose to go back to the previous page or use our bottom tab bar to click back to the home screen or any other screen that we really want to go to. So while the simulator devices show the full app experience, I can also download the app to test on a physical iPhone or Android device. Getting to experience your app on a real phone is a really exciting stage in the process, and we make it super easy. With GoNative, it's free to test locally, including using Apple Test Flight. I'll provide links to our documentation in the video description so you can do this yourself. Or if you don't have a Mac computer with Xcode, you can make use of our App Store publishing service, and our team will upload your app to Test Flight so you can test without needing to do this yourself. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial walking you through how to build a news app with GoNative. This really only scratches the surface of what's possible within our platform. Keep an eye out for our future videos to see all the exciting ways you can use GoNative to launch a full-featured mobile app that's powered by your web content. In the meantime, try out our platform for free by visiting gonative.io. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.